Good morning, everybody. So today is the 10th of April, 2025, the month that we call April, the day that we call the 10th, which is a 1, new beginnings, awakenings, spiritual connection, opening that crown, the divine, in the year that we call 2025. All right, so good morning, everybody. I'm a little slow to roll. It's really chilly here last night. So chilly in here this morning. It's probably about 6:30 this morning. I'm a little slow to roll, just really tired. So yesterday I did get the chairs. I got a first coat of urethane on the chairs, and I got the table second coated with gray, and all sanded and then second coated, and then I went in with some black, so today I'll go in with some white. And my boyfriend worked on the, I had sanded down the Bondo around the rim yesterday, and so he threw another coat of Bondo on. And yeah, somebody had said, oh, it's so terrible to sand. It is. It's like trying to, I mean, it is hard as a rock, but it's going to be good, and it holds up really well. It stinks so bad. He's pretty good. He works. He really does a good job. He has some skill in mudding, in sheetrock mud. So basically just apply that skill to when he's smoothing that Bondo. He does a pretty nice job, so it doesn't really have a lot of sanding, which is, it's, very fortunate. So anyway, you guys, don't follow any links in the comment sections of either of my channels, soliciting you for anything or asking you for more if you want more insights or blah blah blah. Don't do it. Those are scammers. Always be really aware, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, about following any links on Facebook or anything. Always be aware of those links. They're usually bad mojo if you click those links. Don't click links unless you know it truly that it's a safe link to click. And so the healing intentions are set for you folks as per the usual. If you so choose and you want that, decree that for your highest and greatest good, only and always, first and foremost. And then just breathe that in through the nose and out through the mouth, and just do that for as long as you want. Let it integrate the body. All right, so this morning, happy Thursday. So this morning we're going to talk about red pill, black pill, blue pill, mental and emotional health, and fairness. And the reason why we're going to do that is because it's always a good topic. It's something that I feel passionate about, and it's my channel, so I can, right? And if you guys aren't interested, you don't have to listen or watch. But this is the reason why we're going down that route today. For one thing, there's just a lot of division, and both sides of the coin are being mean to each other. Now, I will say, from where I stand, what I see is the blue pill side of people. They say a lot more nasty, mean, insulting things, but that's only what I'm seeing. I know other people are saying that they're seeing the red-pilled people be mean right back. And I'm sure that's the case. I'm just not personally seeing it, but there's meanness on both sides of the coin. And the reason why we're bringing up the black pill is because in the last few months, since President Trump took office again on the world stage, I've received some nasty feedback about him and America and Americans in general. And it's been more than I would like to see. And first and foremost, I want to say, I'm an American, and I don't think less of anybody in any other country. And if I don't like the country's leaders, which for me, being awake and aware for a long time, it's pretty much how it's always been. Like, I've just always felt like the leaders of these countries, mine included, have all been just horrid little creatures using the country and the countrymen and women like shit. And that's just been my opinion. So my heart has always gone out to the people in all the countries, including my own. My heart goes out to the people in this country as well. Now, I've listened my whole life to how other countries don't like Americans. And because I'm fair, I've totally understood why that is. My government sends our soldiers in to rape and pillage and destroy countries while telling Americans that we're there because X, Y, and Z, when the truth of the matter is we're there to line their pockets. But I get it, but I've had compassion for the way that people have felt. But I just want to say, the young men and women that join the service, that go out and they fight for, they believe this country, they believe their government, they believe that they're doing things for the good of everyone. They do. And when they go into a country, they don't think they're in there because their government wants their opium fields. They think they're in there to help someone gain liberation and freedom from oppressors. They really do. So, I just want to say that these kids join because they have a passion for freedom and they have a passion for their country, and they would like to see all countries liberated, and they believe what they're being told. So, and they're being lied to, sadly. And they're being sacrificed, sadly. So, I've had compassion for other countries not liking us, but, you got to step back and take a look at things from a broader view. And I would hope that all of you on this channel are at that point where you're looking at things from a broader view, and not just necessarily from the ego or from hate or from anger. And what I'm seeing right now is a lot of anger. I think when you're born in a country, why wouldn't you love your country? Like, I love America. I think America is beautiful. I feel blessed that I was born here. Especially as outspoken and determined and strong-willed as I am. Boy, I would really suffer if I was born in the Middle East, Probably wouldn't have lived to be this age if I was born in the Middle East. So I'm totally grateful that I was born here. I feel very blessed for that. I enjoy the freedoms that we've been allowed to have the illusion of having. And that's just, that's just the way it is. But listen, every country has been under an illusion, okay? We're basically all ruled by the same upper echelon, you guys. We really, that whole, where we go one, we go all, is so true. So right now, why people are taking black pills and falling into anger rather than staying back and having that broader perspective and that wider view, I just don't know. I don't understand why anybody that joins this channel would be falling into that place, because all of us around the world have been manipulated, we've been used, we've been enslaved, we've been lied to, and they've had a nasty plan for us, all of us. All of us. So that means we need to stick together. Division, we've seen too much division as it is. I have people in my country, these young kids that have been raised to hate their country and indoctrinated terribly, wanting socialism and communism. And, you know, this is supposed to be a free country. And so if you don't want freedom, that's fine. You're free to not want freedom. Move out. Leave. That's the option. But the truth is, you know, if a free country falls, it doesn't leave a lot of options for the people that love freedom now, does it? You know? So I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with these kids. Indoctrination, obviously. Years of a plan to take us all over. And so that's just kind of where we're at there. But a lot, you know, a lot of people are hating on President Trump, and they're hating on Americans, and they're hating on America. I'm having technical difficulties, so I haven't been able to hit the like on all of the comments yesterday. But one of you said, you know, you always considered us good neighbors, and that's what I always felt too. I've always felt that way. Like my family, my dad's mother's side of the family came here from Canada, Quebec, I believe. And I've kind of always considered Canada just an extension. We're so culturally alike. I mean, as alike as you can be. Even here, we have different cultures, right? Like, take my little state, for instance. If you go down east, people are very different than they are in southern Maine, right? And when you're on up north, people are very different, you know, mid-coast. We all have our own way about us, I think, depending on the area that we're born in. It's that way in every state throughout the country, right? And I'm sure it's that way in every country. We're all different. We're all uniquely different. But we're all the same. We all bleed red. We all love. We all want clean water, clean air, clean food. We want to be able to provide a roof over our heads and our children's head. We want our kids to be safe. We want the world to be at peace. We don't want war. The majority of us all want the same thing. So getting uptight, getting a rod up our asses, and being mean to one another over a show, I just don't understand it. And I would have thought that people on this channel wouldn't be falling for that. I think you're falling for propaganda, and you're not taking a wider view. And, you know, I know that you've all been shit on. We've been shit on too. Like one of you said yesterday, you've always considered us good neighbors. You liked coming here to vacation. But right now, you wouldn't bring your animals across the border, and I don't blame you. Because of the expectations of what you have to do to your pets in order to come here. I don't blame you. I wouldn't do that either. Like, America has a lot of cleaning up to do. There's a lot of cleaning up around the world. We need to stop vaccinating our animals. We need to stop being forced to do that. We need to stop being forced to vaccinate our elderly if they have to be in a care facility. You know, we need to clean up our food. Americans' food is nasty. It's nasty. We have way more ingredients, poisons, toxins thrown into our food than anywhere else in the world. You know, America has a lot of problems. We have a lot of problems. I think a lot of people probably look at America and maybe think we don't have as many problems. Believe me, we've got problems. I mean, We have problems. It, you know, we have poverty, we have homelessness, we have all the same things that everyone else does around the world. And we've been living under an agenda that's being slowly pushed for just as long as all of you have. Right? So, I mean, we're not different in that regard. And we're not different in the things that we want. So let me take a sip of my coffee before I go on. It's been, for me, getting all this negative Nancy bullshit. I hate it. I don't like it. When I think we should all be coming together, more so than ever. And people are pissed off at Trump's tariffs. Okay, let me explain something to you. This country has been tariffed by other countries. So why is it that we shouldn't tariff back? Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Everybody wants a fair playing field. That means everybody gets a fair playing field. And, you know, President Trump has been using those tariffs as a bargaining tool. So it's benefiting this country. But, you know, if we're tariffed, it's only fair that we implement tariffs. That's fair. And if we're carrying other countries' goods to the capacity that we are, it's only fair that other countries may be willing to carry our goods or whatever. And honestly, President Trump is really trying to get Americans to open their businesses back up in America because, you know, we have empty industrial buildings all across this country. And Americans need to work too. It's just how it is, right? So if we want a fair playing field for everybody, that means America too. And that means all of us. So if we're all being tariffed, then we're all being tariffed. That means all of us. And I believe, you guys, instead of getting our panties in a bunch over all this shit, we have to step back and we have to look with a broader view, okay? And if we want an even playing field, the old system has to come down. And if we look at how things have been run, the American system has been what everybody has been beholden to, okay? The almighty American dollar, and, you know, everybody is beholden to that American dollar. So if we need it to be fair, then we have got to implement those tariffs, you guys. And we have got to get rid of the Fed, and we have got to crumble the old system here. And then once that system is crumbled, we can go on to the gold-backed system, whatever. There can be a reevaluation of currency. And what I'm praying for, what I'm hoping to see is that all countries' currency is of equal value, so that nobody is lording over the other. And what I'm hoping to see, and I think this is the plan, of course I don't have the paperwork on it, but you know, I'm just being discerning, is that all countries create jobs and wealth in their countries based on what they have to offer. So, you know, if you have oil, if you have crystals, whatever it is, you know, that once the playing field is fair, then the jobs are created in every country for the people in the country based on what it is that you have to offer. And, you know, then we can do like fair trade, and just, it's got to be squared away. And if we want that old system to go, then these tariffs have to come in. And, you know, getting mad at President Trump because he's using tariffs now when we've been tariffed right along. And he's using it as a bargaining tool, and it's part of the old way before the Fed came in, it's asinine. And saying shitty things to me because I'm an American is ridiculous, because I am one of the most fair people you will ever meet. I am nothing if not honest, and I am nothing if not fair. So let's take a look at the state, people's mental state. So I want to look, because this is important, you guys. Everybody wants to talk about ascension and, you know, love and vibe and high, but when your feet are put to the fire, you got to actually walk the damn walk. You know, talking it's good, but walking it, that's the challenge, right? And I've been so disheartened since 2020, and I'll tell you, in the healing communities, because I grew up being the flaky one. My belief systems and the things that moved me spiritually, you know, this has been me before it became a fad, before it became popular, okay? And when I started seeing the spiritual community bloom, I felt gratitude for that. I thought that was wonderful. And more people, you know, finding their higher power and connecting with Source and the divine and giving a shit about the earth and others. And this is what I thought, right? I thought it was wonderful. I was very moved by it, inspired. I was so happy. And then I watched 2020 come in, and I watched all of these people not walk the walk. They had a lot to say for the years that things were pretty easy, but the minute their feet were put to the fire, they no longer walked the walk. You know, you had to slap on your mask, you had to get jacked up. They had these hostile opinions, these from the healing communities. I was very disheartened and disgusted, to be honest, because I'm nothing if not honest. Completely disgusted. And, then I watched them start backing very dark agendas, and I was very disheartened. Very, very disheartened. Very few people would I ever recommend. Out of all of the people that I've met throughout the years, there's very few people that if somebody came to me and said, hey, do you know anyone else that does blibbity-blee, blibbity-blah? Oh, I know people, but I wouldn't send anybody to them. I wouldn't. There's very few people, because they didn't walk the walk, and the proof for me is in the pudding. So I consider them phonies, and I'm not going to send someone to a phony. So when your feet are held to the fire, you got to walk the walk. And I'm seeing even more of that tip off. So everybody loved President Trump a while ago, and it was all where we go one, we go all. And now it's all, America sucks and President Trump's a dink. I mean, that's what it's ridiculous. You're being black-pilled, and you got to step back from that black pill. That'll suck your soul dry. Whenever we're being black-pilled about anything, it's going to eat our souls. It will, you guys. You got to step back. You got to center. You've got to look at things with a broader view, and not play into the anger that they're trying to get everybody to play into. This is the thing. Oh, this might be a long video. I have so much to say around this. I remember when I was very young, and President Clinton was running against Daddy Bush, President Bush Sr. And they were doing their debate. And I was working at the time, but there was a little TV going. It was late. I remember it was dark, and there was a little TV going. I was working at a store, ice cream joint, and they had the TV. They had the debates going, and those debates, in my humble opinion, I had always watched the debates with my parents, and I thought that debate was so disrespectful. Oh, geez, it seemed polite and mild in comparison to how people behave today. But my father was very intuitive, and he was really on things, and my mother, was always a very fair woman. And I was concerned with that debate. And I remember going to my parents afterwards and sitting there and talking to them. Did you guys watch the debate? Yes, they had. I said, wow, I found it very, very disrespectful. President Clinton wouldn't refer to President Bush as the president. It was just things. And that was a long ass time ago, you guys. So I saw it as very disrespectful, but fast forward to today, it was as mild as it gets. But I believe that's when they started training people to treat each other shittily if you don't agree on something. That was back in the day where everybody watched the debates, right? And so this was the beginning of a training to treat people poorly. And with every debate after that, I watched things get a little nastier and a little nastier and a little nastier. Fast forward to the debate with Donald Trump and Joe Biden in 2020, where Biden was actually calling names. And, you know, I mean, just people have been trained to be nasty. And when I was watching J.D. Vance and Tim debate each other, the vice president picks. Hold on, I've got to turn that off. I noticed that there was a shift. And I said to my son and to my boyfriend, there's a shift there. They were respectful with one another, and I'm hoping this is the beginning of retraining society how to treat each other respectfully, even if you disagree. Praying that that's the beginning. But the left side, the blue-pilled people, the left, they have been trained to be nasty. We have to be fair here. We have to see that they've been passionate about because a lot of people won't vote across party lines and blah, 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 which I've always considered asinine, but that's just me. But they've been trained. That blue side of things has really, they get out there and they say, they basically incite hatefulness. And so then the people that follow them repeat and regurgitate hatefulness, right? And it's very sad to see. I do believe that these people that are being hateful, I do believe in their hearts they feel that they're doing the right thing and that they feel that they're on the side of love and goodness. I feel that they feel that. But they're acting out poorly because they've been well trained to be shitheads. So I'm going to ask that, okay? All right, so that's what I want to know. I want to know, are the people on the left who do act out hatefully, say mean things, act bigoted, do they really believe that they act bigoted while calling us bigoted? It's crazy. It's so backwards. But I'm talking the ordinary people, I'm not talking the upper echelon, the people that created the plan or that have created the programming. I'm talking about everyday people like me and all of you that are on the left that act out deplorably. I would like to know, please and thank you, are they coming from a place where they feel is loving and just? You know, do they truly believe that they're fighting for something that is loving and just? They absolutely do. These blue-pilled people that are acting out absolutely feel as though they are fighting for something that is loving and just. They feel that way just like we feel that way, okay? So, and that's what I've always felt. They've just been well programmed. So compassion, 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 right? Because they actually feel like they're the ones holding the balance between the dark and the light. And isn't that what all of us feel? You know, that it's our job to hold balance. You know, we're trying really hard to do what's right and protect the children and educate people on things that we know. And we're not coming from a bigoted, hateful place. We're coming from a place of we see a broader view, right? And so that's what I want to get. I'm going to get that from us. What card's going to represent us? Is that correct when it comes to the people on the red side, the red-pilled people who believe? And I'm going to say that because none of us know anything. We just all think we do. And only, you know what I mean, in the broader scheme of things, is very little that we actually, truly, really, 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 really know. Is we've either researched it or it's been told to us by somebody else. And we know from our own experiences. Like, here's a for instance. When I was a kid, I went to the bank with my brother. He wanted a large amount of his money so that he could buy a car in cash. And the bank said, we can't give you your money. You have to jump through these hoops. We can give you this much today, but then you're going to have to come back and blah, 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 blah. And I was just a kid. And I said to him, what the hell? You go to the bank for your money and they don't have it. And that was an experience that I had that led me to knowing that the banks play with your money. That your money isn't really safe in a bank ever, because they don't actually have your money. They play with it. And if something happens to the bank, you may not get your money. And then the further you go down that rabbit hole, you see that the same people that insure your money in the bank are the same people that really are behind the bank. So if the bank dives and crashes and loses, so do you, right? So, but that experience showed me something. So this is what I knew through my experience. So we know things through our experiences, but there's much that we think we know via a teaching or a learning or a researching, and at the end of the day, who the hell knows who's right, right? The more enlightened and the more awake you are, the more you understand that you don't know anything. It's just the same as we say about goats. The longer you raise goats, the more you have, the longer and the more experienced you become with goats, the more you realize you don't know anything about goats. That's enlightenment, right? So you're constantly seeking. That's the path of enlightenment. The more you're enlightened, the more you realize you don't know anything, and the more you seek. Does that make sense, you guys? So, am I correct when I say that the average ordinary person that are on the red-pilled side of things thinks they're coming at, thinks they're standing in the side of good and just and love and fairness? We think we're altruistic. So that's funny. So yes, we're coming at it from the vibration of love, you guys. So with the other card, it showed, the blue-pilled people got the card, the High Priestess. The High Priestess can be very uncomfortable because she is trying to hold balance. And that was our yes, that they really feel they're coming from a good place of love. They do. Even though they're spewing hate, it's just because they've been trained to do that, okay? But their hearts, they're motivated by thinking that they're doing something good, okay? And it's uncomfortable for them. They're in a place of discomfort with that High Priestess. And they really do feel like they're the person, holding the balance between all the darkness and the good. So then what do we get? What do we get? What do the red-pilled people get? We get the Six of Swords. So we're under that love vibration. We absolutely are standing in love. And, this is the Six of Swords. So we're standing in love and we're spreading the knowledge and we're talking truth. But we're also feeling quite altruistic. And this is not, I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying it is so true. That's why I laughed. If you're altruistic, you're not like you're doing it because you care. Not because you're expecting anything back. Okay? And that's why this guy is moving those people out of troubled water. Because he cares. he's not expecting anything back from them. He wants to help them move out of troubled water. And so that's what's representing us on the red pilled side, okay? True altruism, research, knowledge with these swords, finding truth, speaking truth, love in our hearts, and wanting to move people out of troubled water. That's where we're coming from. So we're both coming from a place where we all feel like we're doing what's right. So we have to have, if we understand that, then it's only fair to be fair, right? So sending love to those people that are standing in this, what we all consider like very hateful behavior. They've been encouraged to be that way. They're like being trained. Just like the soldiers here in the States think they're doing the right thing. They've been trained, and they don't understand that what they're doing is going over and fighting technically for the poppy fields, not for freedom. Okay, do you see where I'm going with this, you guys? So lately there's this black pill. And it's not just with other countries getting pissed off at us because of President Trump and the tariffs, but it's with people saying, see, the real Trump is dead and this one is bad, and he's just setting things up for the dark agenda, and he's just making himself look like a savior. Well, for one thing, if we're looking for a savior, any of us, outside of ourselves, that's not good, right? Donald Trump is not the savior. He is a front man in a military operation that is going on because there have been secret societies that have been going on for a long ass time, dating way, way back, promising their allegiance to humanity's betterment and promising their allegiance to fight against the darkness. And so this has been going on forever. And then if you look at the JFK assassination and him coming out and telling America about these elitists and about the cabal that has really bad plans for us, and them assassinating him, and the generals saying, we just can't let this, we have to do whatever we can do to save humanity. And getting a plan going subtly over time that nobody knows about, because secret societies, you don't know about them. You don't know their plans. You don't know what they're up against. You don't know how many times we've been saved because of them from something terrible. And how many times something bad has happened. It's not because, people are just letting people die. It's because plans can't be stopped. Things roll on, But let's just take a step back and let's take a look at President Donald Trump, okay? So we're going to take a look. Now, is President Donald Trump a good man working his ass off to implement good things for the people, not just of this country, but of the world? Is he a good man doing what he can, playing the role, in an operation which is meant to liberate humanity, not just America, but can you just show us, is President Donald John Trump, who we see on the world stage, a good-hearted person with good intentions for all of humanity? Please and thank you. He is a good man with that 3. That's, I'm seeing it correctly. And the description of him is he has a different view than most people. Okay? So he sees things clearly. So I would say that he has been enlightened, possibly even trained and knowledgeable throughout his life, getting him ready for these times. So he looks out and he sees things clearly. And, he vibes high with joy. You know, he wants good things. He's a good person, you guys. He wants to put the old behind us. He's got the new in his hand, and he's just waiting to step forward with it. So he's a good person. So, you know, I asked about the whole world, and he looks there from that cliff. He looks out. He sees everything clearly. For all of us. It's not just this country. This is for all of us. So, am I correct when I say Donald John Trump is not the savior of anything, obviously? But he is part of a team that is working together on for humanity's better and highest and greatest good. Please and thank you. I have a white candle going for all of us. You can't see it because it's in a pink cup. But the white candle is for cleansing and purity and alignment. And so I have that going for all of us so that we can all wash off some of this heavy negativity that's been going on now for weeks. So let's see what we get here. Ah, it's already finished. I got that the other day too. The mission that I am talking about, I got, it's already done. So let them tell us about that. Let's get the story there, you guys. Endings. Completion. Let's see. All right. Ooh, all right. So this mission that I was talking about, I need to word my question differently because that mission is completed, you guys. And for a long time, it was ongoing. It kept people bound. It kept people stuck. Focused on things of the 3D nature. People couldn't see what was being done. And they're saying it was a long, hard battle. And they're saying it's done. We're victorious. There's finally some celebrations. And they're saying with the Wheel of Fortune, I think I have somebody on my channel that can't see very well. So I want to go back. I'm pretty sure I got a comment the other day. So let me go back because I was just reading it too quickly. You're not going to know what cards I got. So let me go back. So I got the 10 of Swords first off with my question, letting me know that this, because I was talking about an operation, a mission, right? And so I got the 10 of Swords, which is a completion. It's finished. And those swords are upright in this deck because I'm using my Rider-Waite deck. And so in this deck, those swords are upright and they're across the enemy's back, okay? So there's been a completion, and we should know about it because it's already been spoken with these swords upright. So there's enough verbiage out there so that we should understand that there's been a completion. All right, so then I wanted a story around the completion of this mission. I'm going to go back and I'm going to reword the question a little better. And this is just another, lets you all know as readers, you've got to be very specific in your question. And yeah, because the universe is very literal and our highest version of self is very, very literal. And so we have to be very specific. But I am getting a story here around that completion. And so then the next thing I got was the 8 of Swords. So it's completed. So for a long time, This went on, okay, and it really did keep people down. With this Eight of Swords in this deck, she's bound, and there are swords all around her straight up. So it kept people bound. This mission, this operation kept people bound for a long time, of their own will, though, because in this card she can shake up. She's only wrapped in bandages, so she has bandages around her third eye and her eyes and her ears, so she's not seeing clearly with her eyes. She's not seeing with the third eye. She's not connecting to source through that third eye, and she's not hearing clearly. So she's binding herself, and she's not paying attention to all of the information around her. So during this whole operation, a lot of people weren't clearly seeing, hearing, or knowing what they should have known all along, and it kept them bound. Because next card we have with that Four of Cups, because they're sitting there in the 3D realm, not looking up, not connecting, right? And they're only focusing on those 3 cups that make them feel bad or sad or lonely or like all is lost. And they're not looking to the universe with the hand bringing in the 4th cup saying, no, but look, there's good stuff. We're doing something from a higher perspective right now. So it really kept humanity stuck, okay? People were just in a low vibration. They weren't looking, they weren't seeing, they weren't hearing. They could have shaken out of those bandages. The information was out there for us to be able to see clearly what was truly going on. There was enough information, but not everybody was on board with that, okay? And they would rather focus on the price of eggs or all of the horrid things going on, because there were plenty with that Four of Cups. They were not looking up at the good stuff, which is so important for balance, you guys. We have to always see everything, right? As much as we can, and keep balanced and positive. So then the next card that we got, this has kept people stuck. They've been focusing on the icky stuff. They want you to know this has been a long, drawn-out battle. I got the Nine of Rods. He's really beaten up. He's standing there. He's been pretty beat up in battle. So it's gone on for a long time. But 9s complete things. And don't forget, they gave us the 10 above of swords. And so it completes things. So this battle, went on for a long time. And it was not an easy battle, you guys. But then we come in with the 6 of Rods, which is a victory. That's like, we went out to battle. We won the battle. And now we're coming home under the vibration of love, and we're rejoicing. So the battle has already been won, and that's why it shows the completion up top with the 10. The mission is technically complete. And then they're giving us the Wheel of Fortune, which we got last week, that says so it came back around. It was put in place. Something was set in place. Something was put back in place. So just like we got last week, right? And that's that major arcana card with that Wheel of Fortune. The Devil's on the bottom. Something came back around. Things are now set in place, okay? And they're finishing us off with the Moon, saying the Moon's going to reveal it. The Moon reveals all. The Moon reveals the secrets. There's going to be a lot of chatter, a lot of noise, and yeah, a little bit of discomfort, because that little lobster comes up and he's not comfortable. So probably the people that are blue-pilled won't be comfortable with what they find out as we move forward in the days to come. Now, don't forget that yesterday we did get, that things were looking good, and that there was still going to be these tricks and stuff that they played so that things could play out on the worldview. But behind us, things are complete. So let me ask the question this way. I'll just leave Donald Trump's card up, where he's a joyful man who has insight and he can see things clearly and he's ready to move forward with good things. So does Donald John Trump have in his heart does he have the best interest of all people around the world? Please and thank you. In the person who we see on the world stage as President Donald John Trump, is he motivated through his heart, wanting the best, really, for all people around the world? For all people. All ages, all genders, all colors, all everything. Just people, just all people. Is he motivated in his heart, with love and the highest and greatest good for all people? Please and thank you. They're going to talk. He's ready to walk away from all of this. He's ready for the completion. Feels like he's done the groundwork. He's broke the new ground. He's going to create a falling of this financial system. He's tired of the chaos. He just wants to live in peace and with his abundance. And this mission has been a journey. So we started out with that 8 of Cups. He was part of a plan. He set things up. He walked away. So he's been part of this plan, this mission. They have a lot to say about him here. And then that's the 8 of Cups. So that's the trap set, right? So things were set in place. And then he walked away from that for a while. He came back in with that 10 of Pentacles that's the ending of this cycle, right? Getting people happy and on board. Really, he's already done a lot of groundwork with that 7 of Rods. And he's broken new ground that we may not even know about already. Where has he broken it? Well, he's broken it in the financial section. So this is probably the tariffs and wanting to tear down the Fed and all of that stuff, as we've seen, right? So he's broken that ground. He wants to create that happy ending financially on the earth plane, because the 10 is our pentacles, right? That's our earthly pleasures. What was the trap that was set? Well, if you go straight down from there, we have our 5 of Pentacles. That is like the card, you guys, that represents to me terrible suffering. So he set the trap, right? We come down to end things, create happy endings, break new ground in that financial sector, and expose the chaos within the financial systems that have been creating poverty and what is the word I'm looking for? Just desolate situations for people, okay? That's caused people to stand in chaos and fight against each other, literally, for that. What are they fighting against each other with? Honestly, a lot of chaos created around that almighty dollar. Because if you go up from that 5 of Rods, which in this deck for me is chaos and infighting, it shows what they're fighting each other over, and it directly upward, it's that 10 of Pentacles, which represents earthly pleasures, right? And across from that, abundance. Everybody's like wanting consumerism, wanting the almighty dollar, infighting, do anything you can, shit on the guy next to you in the office so that you can climb a rung up the ladder, right? All for that almighty abundance. And so as we look at that, the chaos also touches the 5 of Pentacles. So so busy fighting each other for abundance that people don't notice, care, or take the time, most of humanity, to pay attention to the people who are truly desolate. And I've seen that so many times. People walk past someone who's homeless. And then and people will say to me and my son, why are you fishing in your pocketbook for the last bit of your change? Or why are you, fishing in your trunk for any bottles or cans or whatever? And like, why wouldn't I? I just don't understand it. I don't understand how you can see suffering and not want to. I mean, I don't have the ability to help a ton, but if I can help in the moment, I don't know. I just don't understand. But when they lay the cards out like this, it shows it clearly that people are more concerned with themselves and their almighty dollar than the actual other people who are truly suffering. So let's come back up to the top. So he had a plan in motion, walked away from it so that people could see the chaos and the suffering that's created in this money system, and it will bring them to enlightenment with that hanged man. Right now, that system is in a bit of limbo, is what it's saying. And why is it saying that? Because the hanged man is touching the chaos, and it's also touching the abundance with that King of Pentacles. So Donald Trump's plan has, for the most part, like, it's been around breaking this financial system, is what they're saying. That's been his biggest piece of what he was doing. And I just want to see if I got things correct with that. Please and thank you. Just getting this financial system to come to end and having people see it for what it is. Am I reading that correctly, please? That's like his biggest role in this whole thing. I am hot flashing right now. Holy crap. Am I reading that correctly? Please and thank you. So Donald John Trump's biggest role has been like to break down that financial system and to show the suffering that it's created. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, it's his role to end it. Can you see this? So it is absolutely his role to end that financial system because it is a backbreaker and it's not serving humanity. So that's his major role, you guys. That's what he's about, right? And then you've got the military in there, going against the bad guys. There's a lot of parts and pieces and things moving to move humanity into a better situation. So they want you to know what his actual role is, and it really is that financial piece of things. All right. So am I getting in right now? It's Donald John Trump's, the person who we see on the world stage is President Donald John Trump. His role in this whole thing has been to, I'm just going to say it, end the Fed and the way the money system works. Just end the way the money system has worked till now. Am I reading this correctly, please? Please and thank you. Reading it correctly with the king. With the King of Swords, you guys. So that's, it's integrity. That would be my yes. And the second meaning behind that would be to say this man is incredibly wise with the sword. He's abundant. He's fair. He has integrity. And he understands the system needs to end because he has integrity. But they wanted us to understand this whole piece of him and I think it's because, people are trying to either make him out to be the devil or a savior. And he's just a man, you guys. He's just a man playing a role. And part of what he is doing is ending this old corrupted system. And is that like what you're really trying to get across? Is that President Donald John Trump isn't some damn savior. He isn't the devil. He is a man doing what he's put in place to do, which was to end an old cabal system. Please and thank you. Absolutely. With that Hierophant. That's my yes. That's big picture. So he came in to create some chaos, right? To create massive change. Great change comes with 5. Comes with chaos. So he came in knowing it would be chaotic, knowing that he was going to create chaos. His main goal in mind was to bring down this system, this old cabal system. So that's the role that he is playing. Now, where is that cabal system pretty much rolled out of? Here in America. So as you see him doing things to tear down that Fed, don't get pissed off at him in America because of tariffs. It's silly. And if Americans are running their friggin' mouths about, everybody else has gotten a free ride, because, I see the negativity. I do. They're assholes. Those are the people that don't do their proper research. Please don't let their vibration impact your vibration. I've seen the charts. I've seen the charts of what, America has paid out to these other countries. It's not going to you, the people. It's not going to you, people. This is all a money laundering scheme. I mean, it goes to we pay out to governments supposedly to, do X, Y, and Z, supposedly, but it's all a money laundering scheme. So the Americans that are saying, any of you Canadians got a free ride or whatever the hell they think they're talking about, they are as dumb as a box of rocks. They've done no research. They're not enlightened. They don't hold the knowledge that all of us do. And so they're the same in a way as the people on the blue pill side of things. You have to remember that there are degrees of awake, okay? And so some Republicans or conservative-minded people are just now seeing the shit from Doge, and they're not well educated, and they don't get it. They still haven't figured out that money isn't really buying condoms. It's going into the pockets of the government, and then the agreement is you get to have some, and then you launder some back to us under this fake whatever is going on. The people that are saying things about other countries because they've seen that chart, and they're seeing how much money of their taxpayers' money has been going out to other countries, and they're acting shitty and saying nasty things that Canadians are getting a free ride off of the backs of Americans or whatever. They're ignorant. They're ignorant and they're uneducated. It's no different than the people who are blue-pilled, calling all of us conservative-viewed people Marxists and Nazis, and, saying we're worshiping a demigod and all the other ignorant things that are being said. These people are ignorant. They don't have education they don't have enough knowledge to not be ignorant. And they're angry and they're being nasty. But all of us on this channel should know better, and we need to rise above that. We have that broader view. And you know what I'm saying, you guys? So I want to get a reading. First, I want a card representing the anger of the people that are now getting angry at America and Americans because, I don't know, you've been black-pilled. You've been black-pilled. You haven't, you're being, I don't know, you're being black-pilled, I think. Like, you got to see the broader picture. You have to look, climb a few stairs. What I mean by that is sit, breathe deep, go within, connect with source, get yourself centered, and look at things from a wider view. Climb a few stairs and look from a higher perspective rather than getting mad at the show. You know, for those of you that don't want to be Americans, I get it. It's fine. You don't have to be Americans. Think about it for a minute. If in terms of a show, look, you're looking at Justin Trudeau. You know that's not him. You know that's not him. You know he looks different. You know that things are going on that's very manipulative and there's a huge illusion, and you believe that you're in the middle of something that's much wider than that. Why are you getting upset because of the show going back and forth with Trudeau and Trump? It's a show. It's not meant for you. It's meant for the normies. It's meant to get the normies talking. It's meant to rile up the normies. It's not meant for you guys. It's not meant for me. It's not meant for you. And, you know, holding on to our countries, I just want to say this. All of our countries are not what we thought. And that's just another illusion that we've all had, right? Honestly, it's just another illusion. America hasn't been what anybody thought. Canada hasn't been what anybody thought. We've all been enslaved to the Queen. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I love America, but, you know, if things change and I know where we're going, okay? So I don't believe we're going there today, obviously, but I've known where we're going for a long time. Eventually, this is just going to be the world, you guys. It's not today, but eventually it's just going to be the world. It's not going to be America and China and Canada and Australia. It's not going to be all these different countries. It's not going to be all these different borders. Eventually, humanity will have evolved to a place where we can be the world. And no, that is not today, because we're so culturally different. And there are cultures that they're violent. And, you know, it's not today. But eventually, where humanity is moving this is just going to be the world. So our attachments to our countries in that way over time are going to have to be let go of anyway. Over time. I mean, obviously, it's not today because there's still too many problems, and it's probably not going to be in our lifetime. There's a lot of problems and a lot of cleaning up to do, but that is where we're heading as a species, as a race. So let's take a look at the anger and the black pill. What happened? What happened? Please give me a story to show me why people stopped seeing things from a broader perspective. Seven card spread. Okay, so the energy driving the reading is chaos. Okay, so let's talk about energy for a minute. So in answer to my question, the energy that's driving the pathway, that's driving the entire reading, is the energy of chaos, great change, and infighting. Okay, and so it is a big energy. It's a big energy, you guys. We have to protect ourselves from it. So it got a little heavy. It got a little heavy and people caught it. It's like a cold, you know, or something. It's like contagious, you guys. So the energy got heavy and some people caught on to it. So please just step back, clear yourselves, go for whatever makes you happy, right? So go for a walk in the woods, sit, watch the squirrels, take a bath, light some candles, play some nice music, do some meditation, self-care, 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 because the energy is heavy. And I think it said yesterday it's gonna get heavier. There's more tricks to come. So self-care, self-care, self-care. People have caught the vibration of infighting. So I don't know if you've been listening to people that have been promoting this. If that's the case, maybe turn off that podcast. Or if your friends and family have been in such an uproar that you've caught it, or if you've been watching news stations that have been promoting the infighting, the chaos and whatnot, step back from that. Take care of you. Take care of you. All right. So we did see that President Trump came in to create that chaos, right? Because that is the great change. And so let me finish the pathway. Okay. So chaos, infighting, discontent, great change is happening with the 5 of rods that's driving the pathway, okay? And just above that, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So chaos is driving the pathway. And just above that, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So it's been going on. This is my workhorse. This chaos has been building over a long period of time here on this earth plane. And above that, we have the 8 of Swords. So above that, it's people refusing to see or know the difference. You got to shake out of the bandages that bind you. Seek true information and look at things clearly, okay? With that 8 of Swords, she's got her third eye, her eyes, and her ears bound. She's loosely binding right around her heart chakra, her solar plexus, and her root. The root is where we feel safety, and the sacral chakra. So the root is our courage, our safety, our strength. It's bound. Our sacral chakra is who the hell am I? It's bound. Her solar plexus, that inner child, that love, that nurture. No love and nurture there. It's bound. And then that heart chakra is where we really do truly begin to connect to those higher realms. It's bound. Her mouth isn't bound, so she's got plenty to say. So she's speaking, but she's not speaking from a place that's connected to the higher realms. She's not speaking from a place of safety and courage, of being authentic, because that sacral chakra is bound. The identity, the know thyself, who the hell am I? It's not authentic. She doesn't feel safe. She's not being authentic. She's not filling herself with love. And she hasn't opened her heart to connect to the higher realms. And she's bound her ears so that she can't hear clearly. She's bound her eyes so that she can't see clearly. And she's bound her third eye where she would be getting some information from the divine. So it's up to all of us to shake off those bandages, because it's self-imposed, you guys. And look around at the truth that's stacked all around us and not fall into the vibration of chaos that's been building over time. There's more to us than that. We need to shake out of that 3D bullshit, okay? So, that chaos that's driving the reading, yes, the healer came in, the divine masculine, that would be President Trump, right? The divine masculine came in from a place of authority, and above him, lots of passion. He's got the Knight of Swords, so we've got the Emperor, the divine masculine, healer. You got to remember they're representing him as a healer, someone who's doing good. And above him, you have the Knight of Wands, that's passion, that's fire, driven by fire, cleansed in fire even. And he certainly has been cleansed in fire. He's been forced to walk across those hot coals. They've put him through it, right? With all the hate thrown his way. So above him, the passion. And so his coming in quickly, that passionate way of being, talking, even some of war, right, has affected people across from him. Again, more chaos, upset upset things, spilled milk. They're feeling desolate, down. They're focused only on the bad stuff with this Five of Cups. His shoulders are hunched. His head is down. He's only focusing on the 3 cups that have spilled. He refuses to look behind him and see the good things being built up. And this has been happening all over the world. So right above that, we have the World card. So it's not just here in this country where all of the blue-pilled people have been flipping a nut. And then the black-pilled people who are trying to say all kinds of crazy-ass shit. But there has been some upset all over the world. And I have seen that with the emails and the feedback that I have gotten, which is ridiculous. And so we're being asked, shake off the bandages, know that you're safe, feel that, project that. That's what you're choosing, safety. Step into your authentic self, shake off those bandages, know who the hell you are in this world and why you're here, heal that root chakra, heal that sacral chakra, shake off those bandages, give yourself some nurture and some love. Look within at all the little things within that inner child that needs healing and start addressing it, know thy triggers and shake off those bandages and open that heart and be fair and look at the world. Understand we're all one. We're all connected. You guys are connected to me. I'm connected to you. I love that saying, I love you, and if I hurt you, I hurt myself, because we are one. And that is so true. And it's not just true for your child or your parents or your siblings or your mate. It's true for the world. It's true for all of us. We are one. We all came from the same thing. We're all connected, right? And yet we're all different, but we're all connected, you guys. So shake off those bandages, open that heart, shake off those bandages. Look with your eyes. That it should be right in front of us. Listen clearly with our ears. Connect to those higher realms. We can do this. We've got to do this around the world. The vibration was set for this, so we have to work extra hard to keep our vibrations up. Right now we're in chaos. We're in great change. So we have to keep our vibrations up, not just here, but around the world, you guys. So I hope that you got a little value out of that. And, I'm seeing probably more than maybe you folks are, because you're not getting emails and messages and things. You know what I mean? But it's pretty ugly, the negativity right now from everyone. So let's pull ourselves up by our big girl and big boy panties. Not allow everybody else's opinion to trigger us. All of us, me, you, everybody. Let's go within. Let's do a little inner healing. This is the time that we really need to self-nurture and shake off that negativity that seems to be a big piece of the pathway right now. It's a vibration. It's a negative vibration, and it can very easily impact all of us if we let it. So awareness, for us to shake that shit off is in our best interest, because I know the people on my channel are very loving, and I feel like you are. And I feel like we're all very connected, and we all want very much the same thing, which is love, harmony, peace, prosperity, healing the world over. So when I get shitty, nasty things from you people, I'm usually quite shocked. So know that this is a contagious vibration, and self-care. So what do you think, guys? Do you think I've gotten some good messages out there today that will help us all as we move forward? Just give me a yes or no if there's anything else that you might want to talk about. This is a long one. I've got to go. And you know. Sorry that it's so long, you guys. Give them their last bit of say here. Yes, they're saying that I delivered some messages that can help move us out of these troubled waters that we're in right now. So really, it will benefit us to do some self-healing, some self-reflection, go within so that we can see things from a broader view, all of us. Pull in some purity, some healing, some extra love and light into our homes. Let's move some energy. If we've been downtrodden, a lot of times we're not moving energy within the home because we're upset, we're depressed. So if you haven't cleaned in a while, get up off your butts and start cleaning. It will lift the vibration of the house, which will lift your vibration. When you take a shower, just see the negativity washing off of you. I do that every day. I like doing that and going down into the ground and being transmuted back into healing energy. So yeah, I've delivered messages that came from love that can help move us, help us see the truth and move us into some smoother emotional waters. Waters always represent the emotions. So let's get our emotions and our minds straight, you guys. And remember, we're in this together. And I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. I'm sending you the highest vibes and the most love and the most joy that you can imagine right now, because I have been being disheartened over and over and over again. Pay no attention to the assholes behind the curtains. Please do not let these negative Nancys and these people that do not have enough knowledge to know how to wipe their own butts yet impact how you feel. And I'm going to do the same. And let's all just keep each other in prayer and high vibes. And I will see you all next time. I love you all very much. All right, you guys, take care.